Good evening, morning, afternoon, Blood Bowl fans. It has only taken us like 7 times to get this started, but this time it's gonna be good. You know why? Because it's me and Luminous, and we got a fun match to watch.
Hello?
Alright, Luminous, we got Dash Schutenheim and his Norse versus some guy and some orcs, and his name's not currently up. I know you are familiar with Dash Schutenheim. I am a little familiar. So, why don't you give me a little background on your history with this coach?
Yeah, we played a couple times, and I don't know if it was in Blood Bowl 2. It might have been. He might have been in the first season in the division that I was in, but I know I've certainly played him several other times before then in the RPL, which is the Reddit Perpetual League, maybe even one of the other older leagues, old Reddit leagues back in Blood Bowl Chaos Edition.
Nice, yeah, he's definitely a good coach, and I can't wait for him to push his way into the primetime Division 1. I don't know anything about Dragon Emix, but he seems to have a pretty well-developed orc team, so I think this is going to be a tough match.
I think I've seen him hang around the Blood Bowl subreddit, but I don't think I've ever played against him personally.
Kind of makes things interesting then, to kind of see a coach that we're not familiar with play against someone we kind of know what they're going to do.
Certainly.
Alright. Well, looking at these teams, they're both, for fresh roll teams about 6 weeks in, they're both pretty developed. They both got some good players going on. The Ravens got an Agility 4 thrower, which is phenomenal. We got some Mighty Blow on one of the Bear people, and a piling on Mighty Blow Berserker, which is great. I'm really excited for some blood.
Yeah, the one big thing that strikes me is these teams have only, well, at least this Norse team, it's only played about 5 or 6 games, but he already has a level 3 werewolf, block Mighty Blow, and he already has a Palm Berserker, which is really fast to get those kind of pieces out. He doesn't have a Yeti, which I don't personally run with the Yeti myself. They tend to be very turnover prone, and in some matchups they're just not as useful, especially against like Wood Elves or Skaven or other low AD matchups. That claw is not going to get much use. Unfortunately, in this sort of situation, the Yeti is the best thing that you could bring, that claw, and with Mighty Blow if you get your first level up.
I definitely agree, but to add on to that, Bleeding Hippie was another coach that, same thing, if you looked at his team before his last match, he had level 3, level 2, everywhere. A lot of SPP.
Was he a Norse player, or?
Worse, he was playing Chaos, so I'm surprised he was able to grind up so much SPP so quickly.
Yeah, without that block, he wouldn't be getting as many knockdowns. He probably wouldn't get Mighty Blow on a first level up. He'd get blocked first. So yeah, it certainly would be tougher.
Indeed, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Which is good. It shows the men from the noobs when they can be able to spread that SPP over the touchdowns evenly.
Oh, and an initial armor break, but only a stun, thanks to Mighty Blow.
You gotta love it
Level
when
9,
Mighty
but-
Blow does a thing.
But yeah, you can see his thrower is way back deep there. I'm not entirely sure he'll be able to get any players to defend there, let alone set up a cage. Throwers aren't that fast. They only have movement 5. He's going to have to try to free up his blitzers who are currently on the line, put them back, or at least blitz down that lineman who can take down the thrower.
Well, that skull definitely is gonna help him with that mission.
Yeah. Just took the one die, but didn't bother re-rolling it. Or maybe he used his reroll already. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. He's down to 2. I think he started off with 3 rerolls from the get-go.
Okay, he dodged out the goblin, and then he managed to get a half cage to guard off that lineman.
Now, I like what you said earlier about what he did with the thrower, because I know a lot of newer coaches or less experienced coaches like myself are prone to fall for the same trap where we leave our ball carrier too far back, and it gets taken advantage of.
There are certain teams where that's perfectly okay, and in fact is a valid strategy. The most common cases where you have a drop back passer, usually high elves, pro elves, generally elves that already have passing skills, where you drop them back, force players to go up after him, and then you either do a handoff downfield or a pass handoff, and get your players far away from anyone who's coming up to get your thrower.
But traditionally, for more bash-heavy teams, that's kind of a faux pas.
Yeah, they don't have as much movement. They can't do handoffs as easily. You generally don't want to move the ball around, especially early on in a drive when you're playing a team like Orcs or Norse or Chaos. You're going to generally want to keep your ball carrier all the way to the other end zone. Maybe you'll do a handoff there if you want to spread some SPP. Looks like we see our first piling on. Nothing happens.
Unfortunate, but it was a really cool animation. I've never seen the orc piling on animation. Everything seems to be going well for him in his drive. I mean, he's getting really good dice rolls. Unfortunately, Dash is getting really bad. Oh, yes. I love it.
It's only one assist, so I'm guessing this won't work. Oh, no, it did. It's done.
Nice. I'm thinking we're going to see the Ravens kind of stall out for as long as they can and try to just milk these blocks.
Yeah, their objective is just going to be to grind down this field, get many Oh, a fireball. It wasn't that bad. Didn't get the ball carrier, but got two sides of the cage, so he should be able to get a clean hit.
Yeah, that worked out way better than I thought it would. I didn't think a fireball would be as effective on AV9.
It hits with Mighty Blow, so it's a +1. At least that's what I recall. So it's more likely to injure than a regular block, but still against armor 9, it's still somewhere around a 20% chance of breaking armor.
See, that's good to know. I did not know it hits with Mighty Blow. I thought it hit just a standard hit.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not exactly... That's what I recall, but I can't verify myself right now. I don't have the rule set right in front of me.
Oh no, that's fine. I actually think I might agree with you. The last couple games I've watched of Full Metal, he's used the fireball, and his injuries seem to be much higher than with a regular block when he got knocked down.
Yeah, but it looks like Das Schuttenheim has the ball, and it's not in a perfectly safe situation. That lineman got a clear alley.
That's true, but I mean, turning the tides and even stalling, even if he just keeps them from scoring, that's a good drive for him.
Oh, fails the initial GFI. I probably would have done it with the lineman so that you wouldn't need to have done the GFI. Oh, and dub skulls.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough. I agree with the try to get maybe someone else's assist and then blitz with the lineman.
But I guess that wouldn't have really worked. That blitzer didn't. That wasn't one of the blitzers with guard, because then you would have needed to move the lineman down one square, and it would have. I think that would have been a GFI. So I guess you're kind of screwed either way.
That's true, but at least I mean the Wizards burned early. He's still got plenty of turn left if Das Schuttenheim doesn't score, so he can still get some blocks in to maybe help even it out for the next drive.
Yeah, but Das Schuttenheim is just going to try to get as many blocks as he can to avoid the amount of hits he's going to take, and I would just stall as best as I can. And currently, he can easily stall for one more turn, if not two, depending on what happens upfield.
Yeah, I
So gotta
100%
K
agree.
it on a dodge.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not gonna help. Especially, well, who knows? It's anyone's game when it's sweltering heat. You can get some really nasty dice rolls.
Yeah, I've certainly been there.
I can recall a G-Man game from Chaos Edition where I had one player come back. I had a single Beastman. That was it. Everyone else was out for sweltering heat.
Just so you know, if that does happen, well, I don't know if it's in Blood Bowl 2 or Chaos Edition, but according to the CRP, you could technically concede the game without penalty. You don't give up your MVP or your winning.
I will have to look up the rules on that because that seems fair, and I actually tried to play it
So
out
if
and it
you
was
only
terrible.
If you only have one Beastman, if you do not have 3 players to put on the line, then you have the option, at least according to the rulebook, to concede without penalty. It's pretty explicit in the CRP.
Well, you guys heard it here. That is a good fact to definitely keep, especially if you're just getting the poop beat out of you.
Yeah, if you don't have any chance of winning in any sort of league scenario, and you can end the game prematurely without penalties.
It looks like the Schuttenheim scored here, had to do a dodge. He was under pressure, it makes total sense.
Now comes the fun part. Now to see who's deciding to take a little nappy poo.
2 KOs.
Yep, Orc didn't
Only
come
one
back.
KO comes back out of 4.
Yeah.
One Black Orc and his best Berserker. I'd say the Norse team got the worst end of that.
Oh, I
It
agree.
wasn't that bad for either team. The Wizard served its purpose. It got him a touchdown. That's generally what you want to do with it, especially on your opponent's possessions. It's now it's a Dragon Nemix?
That's what I'm going
I
with.
assume that's how you pronounce it. He has 2 turns to score, which means he has to get some of his blitzers downfield. But it doesn't look like he's going to try to do that. Maybe get a lineman in scoring position and try some pass play for the Goblin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's unfortunate he doesn't have a troll because I would have immediately thought, Goblin troll throw.
Yeah, kind of surprised he's doing blocks here before he gets someone into scoring position. I think that lineman can get in there with a GFI, but he needs to go around. That lineman up in front.
I guess not. He might just go for the blocks.
Yep. I'm going for a foul on a lineman here.
Oh, unfortunately, nothing.
Yeah, one more assist would have been an armor break there. But no luck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was hoping this lineman would have fallen down because he would have had more assist.
Well, looks like we're going to see some more palm here.
I really love it. These are 2 brutal teams when it comes to the hits they can dish out.
Yeah, I mean, palm this early is incredibly valuable. Oh, 2 against double pow.
That's beautiful. Yeah, flash, luck or noob right there.
I don't think that Black Orc had block, so it wasn't that bad.
Oh, no.
Somewhat okay to get that block.
It definitely was. I would have taken that risk. Because I think, it's only You would have had to get dub skulls.
I don't know if I would have taken the risk. The problem that the upside of knocking that guy down is you're probably not going to break his armor, and if you happen to roll a skull, then you have armor 7. It's more likely to break your armor than his.
That's very true.
It's oftentimes why dwarves will do 1-die blocks, because there's very little consequence for them. If they get a skull, it generally doesn't mean they're getting removed from the pitch. Unlike Norse, for each block you take, at a minimum is a 41% chance of an armor break.
Yeah, AV7 can be a pain. But then again, you know firsthand about that.
Oh yeah. With Skaven it's obvious. With Norse you have to be more batchy, you're not as mobile, you have to engage people. So you need as many people as you possibly can.
Well, I don't know, I've watched your Skaven.
This Norse player doesn't have any sort of spares. He has one loner, so every player that he loses is one less player that's going to be on the pitch.
I'd have to say, though, giving him kudos, I'm not sure if it's Nuffle or if it's good coaching. Out of all the Norse teams in the lower leagues, his has been holding up, knock on wood, the best. Everyone else has got a lot of niggling, they've got injuries all over the place, so at least even though he doesn't have any spares, for the most part his team's intact.
Yeah, he has all of his core pieces, werewolves, berserkers, and a runner. That's all you need. Maybe a Yeti if you want one.
I would think in our REL the Yeti might not be a bad idea. We're a pretty bash-heavy division.
Yeah, the Division 1, especially with all the lizards, those sorts aren't going to be fun without some sort of claw. I mean, a lot of them are high team value. You could try to play the low team value and get either Channy or Ice Pelt Hammer Blow, and with Channy, at least you have a wrestle guy, and a movement 8, so he's really fast. Yeah, certainly more useful and more reliable than a Yeti that you can bring in, but obviously more expensive.
Oh yeah, definitely agreed. I wish we'd have more, some more chaos coming up through the ranks. We just don't have a whole lot of claw to really keep the lizards and the dwarfs kind of at bay without their teams just getting bloated like crazy.
Looks like it was a little bit worse for the Orc player here, but I think the North player's... No, he's not down any. Well,
Yeah.
other than the KOs.
Yeah, besides the KOs, and also the Orc lost their Agility 4, which is, kind of stinks.
And fortunately, it's not their possession, so it doesn't hurt him as much. But obviously, that Agility 4 would be useful in dodging, getting to the ball carrier, picking up the ball and scoring, which he's going to need to do in order to win this game or tie it.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I was thinking he'd be able to use it pretty aggressive. He can get a blitzer to open a hole and try to get him to run in there and pick it up.
Opts not to use piling on there like he should. If it was an armor break, you might consider it if it was a stun, but on no armor breaks, there's very little incentive to do it unless you don't... It's like a turn 16. But KO's the goblin, thanks to stunning.
Yeah, that's a big help, especially since that goblin has been fishing for fouls.
Yeah, I was playing a Norse game the other day, and I had a very nice strength 4 piling on Berserker, who unfortunately bit the dust.
Aww.
Maybe this piling on Berserker will get plus strength. If I had known he'd gotten plus strength, I probably wouldn't have given him piling on initially, but he'd already had piling on before the strength 4, and you have to pick strength in that situation.
Oh, I
Especially
totally
on
get it.
Berserker.
Did he get fouled out? Is that what happened to him, or was it a regular block?
I think it was a foul. Unfortunately. I had to use my apothecary on my werewolf, who would have died there. And werewolves are a lot harder to train up than berserkers, because they're a lot harder to beat touchdowns.
Understand. There we saw a critical injury. The Apo had to come out and the Berserker with piling on is now gone for the rest of the game.
What injury was that?
It
was a...
-1 strength, I believe.
Okay, so that's an auto reroll, and it looked like he must have rerolled it into a miss next.
Yeah, it was a miss next, which is going to hurt him for his next match, since that's a good piece to lean on.
Looks like he's really tied up here, though. And the Orc player looks like he has the numbers advantage for now.
Numbers and strength. He's still got 3 black orcs floating around.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to establish some sort of running lane so he can start running up the left side. Try to end this game. If he can put up another touchdown, it ices the game, makes it very hard for Dragon Enix to tie, and almost impossible to win.
Yeah, I definitely see the running lane he's established. He's also got kind of like a Hail Mary set up as well, just in case he has to make a miracle play.
Yeah, if he loses any of his players down there, it could get pretty dicey. And Norse are very prone to do that. Oh, just goes for the dodge for 1 die. Little skull into
And a push.
Yeah, but unfortunately freed up the werewolf to do the blitz, who did not blitz off the ball carrier.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was assuming he would have came back and assisted the ball carrier.
Yeah, because now he has to do a dodge. That ball carrier does not have dodge. Yeah.
Yet,
Probably
yeah.
be the first pickup if he didn't roll. Oh, he's going to do a pass here.
That works out for him.
That's it.
Yeah.
Double fives.
Puts on the touchdown? Yeah. That's going to make it
That
extremely
puts the
difficult.
game on ice.
Yeah.
That was probably a bit riskier than anything that I would have done. I mean, it worked out in the end, but...
Yeah.
It was pretty tough rolls. It was a 3+ dodge, probably a 4+ throw into a 3+ catch.
I definitely agree. I liked your strategy you pointed out with the running lane. A blitz to get the ball carrier free, and you could have made a pretty good run and kept that screen alive.
Yeah, move up field. He has a couple players up there that he could try to use.
Hey, I mean, if it works, it works. I just definitely wouldn't rely on doing that all the time.
Yeah, certainly.
Granted, it definitely will psych your opponent out when you pull that kind of stuff, because their salt levels will immensely raise.
Yeah, it'll put someone on tilt. I've had one of my World Cup matches, something a little bit more ridiculous happened. I was in a very funny situation. It was turn 16. I was facing a dwarf team, and a Longbeard decided to do a dodge, so that was a 4+. Pick up the ball, that was a 4+. Do a throw, which was a 6+. To another Longbeard, which was a 4+. No rerolls, did all of it, tied the game, and basically killed my World Cup Skaven run in that situation.
I don't know what to say. That's amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't that far. I think I'd gotten 4 wins at the time, but that was mildly upsetting.
That's when my wife used to play this with me. She still plays occasionally, but she plays goblins and Chaos Edition and orcs and Blood Bowl too. But she makes the most ridiculous plays, and it's infuriatingly awesome, to say the least.
Yeah, it's the Lucker noob.
Yeah, it makes the game fun. I mean, that's why I like watching some of the coaches that I watch, because when they pull that kind of just BS out of their back pocket, I mean, I would obviously go crazy if it was against me, but watching it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've all done BS stuff like that. I've done certainly done my fair share of those. Probably the one that I'm most proud of would be my goblins. I got 2 goblin throws for touchdowns. That was back in the old Blood Bowl Chaos Edition days.
That's something I'm severely looking forward to. I can't wait for goblins to come out. I can't wait for halflings to come out.
Oh.
Ooh, that worked
Another
out really
two-hit
well.
block.
He started off with some rough dice. You know, he was getting a lot of skulls, but it seems his luck has definitely turned around.
Oh, piling on. Does it actually do something now?
Oh yeah, there we go. We score an injury off that one, and that's
Minus
a permanent.
agility.
Yeah, that's a new lineman.
Doesn't hurt him that much. I mean, so minus agility on a lineman, you could still use him as a lineman. If he gets moved from the pitch, it's not that bad at all. Obviously he's less mobile, so he can't really dodge or disengage if he's tied up effectively, but I guess for just a pure lineman strategy, it might not be a bad idea to keep him, especially if you can't replace him, don't have that extra cash.
Oh, I definitely agree. Oh, there goes a failed dodge.
Yeah, trying to get that cage set up. Well, yeah. Pretty safe cage. The Norse player would have to do some pretty crazy dodging in order to get to that thrower where he is now. Oh, there was a potential surf there, but those piles avoided it.
Yeah, I was actually kind of really excited. That's what I was hoping for in the back of my mind, was the 2 pushes. Oh,
Going for the GFI basing, but does not work. He also rerolled. That was a loner lineman that he rerolled there, and he got the loner. But
oh, I didn't see that. I noticed it
failing another
now.
one.
I can see
Interesting,
why he
he
did it.
decided to move there. He could have moved without basing like the lineman or the goblin, and so he'd force the orc player to blitz him off. Oh, we're gonna see another piling on here. Maybe not. No. At least our player knows what he's doing. He could reroll that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely smart to take the weight.
Doesn't look like he's going for a tie or win. Otherwise, what he would have done is just bring down players in order to do some sort of 2-turn and then hope to get the ball. Looks like he's just going to settle for this one touchdown and accept the loss.
I think it makes a lot of sense in his position. I haven't looked at the leaderboards in a little bit, but he's in a good spot to grind out and maybe get some more injuries, which the SPP is super helpful.
Yeah, they're both fairly high up in Division 2. I know that Sudenheim is farther up than Dragon Enix, but Dragon Enix was, I think, 3-0 and 3, or was it 3-0 and 2? I think he might be going into 3-0 and 3 after losing this team.
That's not bad then. Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot still to stay in the top 4.
Wow, these 2 against knockdowns. Wow. Just all working.
Yeah, like you said though, a lot of them he's been targeting the ones without blocks, so there's not much chance for failure, but that armor value 7, when it does go wrong, it's going to be bad.
Well, it's not the failure, it's just more likely to succeed the knockdown. And fortunately, all of his players have block. I think one of his werewolves is not level 2 yet, so he does not have it, but I don't think that werewolf is actually in the game. Where is he? Did he get injured?
I don't see him in the injury box. I don't see him anywhere.
He might have been missed next, or he must have been bought. Oh well.
Yeah, on the bench, on the injury box, it's a lineman and a berserker, and no werewolves to be seen.
Oh, another failed GFI. Just not do them today.
He is really trying hard to keep that shutout.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he can score either. He doesn't have anyone in scoring position for some ridiculous pass play.
Yeah, I think he's got the same idea as the Black Ravens. Is he's just trying to farm the SPP from blocks. Both of them are setting up for the next turn. They got the players base that they want to block, and they have some players free.
I'd probably do the reroll. Oh, he did not. Right now, those KOs don't matter as much since there's only 2 turns in the game. A stun, you can't move him on a stun, so it effectively do nothing. Might as well just... Well, I would have used piling on there, maybe get an injury.
Yeah, I think I
He's
definitely
screening
agree.
him off pretty well. Doesn't look like the Norse player can get to him. Not without doing some...
Yeah, I thought to say he's going to have to do a dodge. Well, now he can.
No, turn 15 foul.
Interesting choice, too,
Foul,
for a
not
turn
enough.
15 foul.
Oh, there goes the goblin again.
Yeah. No more fouling for him.
I guess at this point it doesn't matter who you foul with. You can foul with anybody. The game is pretty much decided. As long as you can protect your bulk carrier and get that assured 3 SPP, and it looks like our Norse player didn't take so kindly to getting fouled, so...
Nice.
Black Orc.
Oh, who dies?
Oh no, it was a blitzer. But still, rolls double dead on the apothecary.
Damn. You think we're going to see a turn 16 foul coming back from the Raven?
No, I'm pretty sure he's just gonna stick with get his assured 3 SPP. At this point, I mean, you can go the salty route, but it might cost you some player development. But at least get that blitz. Get something.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a good
Well,
foul.
I guess he could still dub skull it, but at this point you're not winning the game, so. Alright, that's it.
That does it. That was still a really good match. Both played
Yeah,
well.
Despite the unfavorable matchup, the Norse player, with that wizard, managed to get the 1-up and then score on his own possession, putting him up 2-0, pretty much securing the win.
Yeah, it was definitely an uphill fight for him as well, being down players and having the strength disadvantage.
And only on 4 armor breaks, which that's pretty standard against orcs.
Yeah. Really good MVP for him. The werewolf being able to get some more SPP.
Yeah, might get guard on him next time he levels up. Maybe that happens this season. That would be really good.
Oh, that would make him a beast. That would definitely put a target on his back, though. That would be a player that would be eating fouls.
Put a target on his back. Plus strength with just a strength 5 werewolf.
Oh, he would need it though. It would definitely be nice if he goes to Division 1 with that.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. What a wonderful match. I would have to say a little bit of an upset for the Orcs, but good times, good match, and what's really quickly before we close this out, I kind of want to see where everyone's sitting on the leaderboard after that. So yeah, Norse at third.
Schuttenheim is in third. Yeah, it's funny. The top 3 are Norse. 2 of the top 3 are Norse, with Souls of Dragonfire being the top team.
Undefeated too, which is crazy.
Dragonemix is not that far behind either in the 5th position. Could easily get up into the top 4 with
a win or so, especially against the other higher up players.
Yeah, his next week match is against Resistance is Feudal.
Resistance is Feudal?
Let's take a look and see. I don't know where they are on the leaderboard. Down at the bottom.
Yeah, they are a Bretonian team. Shouldn't be that bad. That Dauntless is going to be annoying on those Black Orcs, but assuming that he has the Blitzers.
That's true, and he's going to be down a Blitzer too, since he rolled a dead, so he'd be down a little bit of block.
Yeah.
So, should be interesting. I mean, it's a really, this top right here, the top 5, even the top 6, are all really close, neck to neck, with going into week 7, to kind of fight for that bottom. This spot right here is the spot they're all going to be fighting over, is this position 4. So, depending on how everyone plays, it's going to be really interesting to see who goes to their little spin-off tournament, and it's also still a really close match for this top 3, for anyone can still pop in that wild card spot, which is really exciting to see who's actually going to go into the Super Bowl playoffs from the bottom divisions.
Certainly, I'm sure each team is going to be gunning for that spot, or maybe there's some teams that just want to stick in Division 2. So what is with what for roll-ups? How are we going to do the roll-ups? Is that just dependent on how many people are left in Division 1, or is there a certain number of people who are going to be moving up?
Well, in a perfect world, the way it will be the top 4 will go up, and the bottom 4 will go down. Granted,
okay.
like we've seen last season, some people have bad seasons, others decide they're bored of their team, and things get changed, and then we kind of have to play it by ear, and we might have the top 5 go up, and depending on how many people kind of quit and dropped out. Hopefully, since no new teams have popped in, it will just be top 4 go up, bottom 4 go down, and the people in the middle get to stay where they are. And as we're going to see, it's going to be the top 5 in Division 1 will go to playoffs, with the wild card from Division 2 joining them, putting us at playoffs of a knockout tournament of 6, going to the Super Bowl with the winner of that. So it should be relatively interesting, and the way a bunch of these teams from Division 2 are developing, I think a lot of them have a run for their money. I was worried, because they're all fresh rolls, that, being an undeveloped team going into these playoffs, they were just going to get annihilated. But if you take a look at any of the teams that are kind of in the run for it, as you just saw, even Dash Schuttenheim's team's looking really good. Shoal of Dragonfire, minus the injuries, is still getting plenty of level ups. Everyone's pretty much in the same boat where they have level 3 players already.
Yeah, Trunkhead is a very high team value team. Is he fresh team, or?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
1480? That's pretty impressive.
I think he had a couple concedes, so I think that might have contributed. Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot of level ups. Has a guard line man, plus movement, Witch Elf, Lodge Blitzer. But he's got 2 spare players. That's a lot of spare players, and that's what's keeping his team value very high. He's going to be giving up a lot of inducements to his opponents because of it. I would have probably only stick with 12 players, especially since your Dark Elves are mostly Armor 8. You can generally get by with 1 additional player, especially since you're going to be facing a lot of lower team value teams that don't have that mighty blow, and well, they're getting piling on now, clearly.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
all of them.
I agree. I think 12 would have been a good place to stay. Maybe he's going to fire one. Maybe he bought it just to kind of clear out some money. So who knows? I think he's got a bye week this week.
So we're going to get more money then.
Yeah. Where is he? No, he's got a match this week up, San Diego Blitzers. So maybe he picked up the extra linemen just for this match, with anticipation of losing them. Perhaps. But anyway, guys, it's been a fun match with a little bit of recap of kind of what's going on. Thank you, Luminous, for giving a a much needed statistical look at the game compared to my randomly saying things that may or may not be true approach. It definitely will help the viewers get better and improve their own Blood Bowl game.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, guys, until next time, I will see you guys on the flippity flop.